Hi everyone, it's Lesley here from Stampin' Up with Elegant Edges. Today I'm coming to you not only to share a glimpse of the front cover of the mini catalogue, just the reason I'm so excited. I'm not allowed to show the inside, but this inspired me to make a project with, I'm going to put this to one side before I accidentally open it, inspired me to make a project with the iconic imagery. This is a bundle. It's got beautiful 6x6 papers and they're lovely, mostly Christmassy designs, but there are some others that you could use after Christmas or on other projects. You can see I've started using them. Telltales, lovely celebration ones, which was my first project. Stars, good for anything. And there are all sorts of patterns on the back. Now these are lovely. And you see all the, I love this one. So many, just a quick flick. So many gorgeous patterns. Tiny designs, so they're great for small projects. So I'm going to just pop that back in this packet. And the second thing I made, the first card was a congratulations card for a friend of mine. Okay, and the second project was a set of tags in a little box. So I was inspired to make this little box from an Aussie demo, Linda. So thank you, Linda, for your box pattern. And the actual cards, the actual tags rather, I didn't really look at what Linda was doing, and I've used different papers. For inspiration for my tags, I looked inside this new mini catalogue, this one. On one of the pages they have about something like 20 card sketches. Some are cards and some are tag sketches. So I started off thinking, well, what shall I do for tags? I'll look at the sketches. So I started by looking at those. So here are some of the tags that I made. And I've been trying to use odd bits of ribbon that I've got lying around, but mainly the iconic imagery, papers, and some of the stamps in here. If you look, there's a snowflake. I actually cut that from the papers with the dies. You can see I've been stamping. Here are the dies that cut the stamps, but also images from the papers. So I used other stamps as well. So let me just show you what stamps I used. I've used Greetings of the Season. These are really useful stamps. And the dies. You may recognise some of these dies here that I've used. And the tag die itself. So this is where I got the actual tag die from. So that appeared heavily. And also firm favourites like Stylish Shapes and some of the Nested Essential dies I got out. So I'm not going to go through what I did for these. I think it's pretty obvious if you just look at them. But I am going to go through how I made my box. I've shown you Linda's. Now I'm going to show you mine. I'm going to put these away safely in the box. I've used lots of dimension. So in my box I made the sides wider and added a sort of closure. So I'm going to pop this out the way as well. And I'm going to start with a sheet of white card because it shows the score lines better when I'm recording. So let me get my trimmer and my instructions here. I've got a little crib sheet. So you're going to need the full length of your card, whether it's A4 or 11 inches if you're in the US. And I'm going to cut this to 5 inches, and you can see that's about, if I put 5 inches at the top. That's about 12.7. Okay, I'm going to keep that. That will be lovely for some tags. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do with the short side at the top is I'm going to score at 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres. Make sure I've got my score blade, which is my favourite thing to get wrong. Turn it round because it's just easier for me to put the narrow side over here. So that's the score bit done. Okay, and now we're going to score across the long side, and we're going to start at 2 1/4 inches. Score blade, which is about 5.7. Then I'm going to go to 3 1/4, which is about 8.2. Then at 5 1/2, I'm not going to score. Okay, what I'm going to do is make a little mark at that side and a little mark at that side. Pull out the arm, keep going. And then at 7 and... I changed my mind so many times here. 7... what did I get up to? 5 1/2. Let's just check. 7 1/2. 7 1/2 inches or 19 centimetres. I'm going to score again. Then I'm going to go 8 1/2 or 21.5, 21.6. Score again. Okay, so that's the scoring done. Now we're going to take our snips and we're going to do some trimming. So you need to make sure you've got the right bit in front of you. So this is where we started, and the first fold up here was 2 1/4 inches away. So that's the bit we want. And then I've put some pencil crosses from the 1, 2, 3 sections as far as, I'm just going to do it a bit ahead, as that pencil mark. 1, 2, 3. So with my snips, I'm going to cut from the outside edge as far as that first 1 inch score line. There's another one here. And here's my pencil mark, and I'm going to go from that pencil mark where I marked it with the trimmer as far as the first score line. I'm going to take some of the bulk off the skinny bit, which is going to be the sort of gusset, and move over to this side and do the same thing. Just moving the light so I can see the score marks. There, 1 inch away. Take out the bulk. So that's just where I highlighted. This is my actual mark. Okay, now I could cut this with my snips, but I'm going to put it back in my trimmer to do a much neater job. So I'm going to put it in at 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres where we scored it, and I'm going to cut down as far as that first this one here, that first cut as far as the score mark. So cut blade this time, go down, and it should be down there. On mine it's about 6 1/4, but you go down as far as your first cut, because 11 inch people, yours will be less. So that, turn it round, do it the same, make sure it's in the channel. and I'm going to go up, and this will go up as far as 5.5 this time. There we go. Right, that's the worst bit done. So now we can fold and burnish. So I'm going to fold these side flaps in, get my bone folder, give them a good burnish. If I go out of shot, all I'm doing is burnishing all the score lines. Okay, I'm going to open them up. First one, check the scores are in line. Inch away, do the same. Right, no score line there, so go as far as the next one. Turn it this way so I can see better what I'm doing. And that one. Okay, so this is our box done. So this is the bottom. So we're going to put, not now, in a moment, we're going to do some decorating. We're going to put our back in first of all. We're going to put the bottom of the box up, bottom up, and then we're going to wrap the front over. Then this bit will come down, and you can see there's quite a lot of overlap here. So if you're only 11-inch card, you've got plenty here for you. Okay, so when that's all nice and neat, that's our box. So now we're going to start decorating. I'm going to leave this front bit. So this is the bottom front, and I'm going to work out what size and what card, what paper rather, I want on there. So I already picked out some greens because I haven't used a lot of green. Okay. So this is nice. I do love that tartan. Do I want tartan at the top? I might do, because it's so nice. Stripes are nice though. This is nice. Ooh, and I'm going to have that on the very top. So I don't want that at the bottom and tartan on the top. Or do I want it the other way around? I don't think it actually matters, does it? Right, this way it is, that way round. So this is 3 inches across, so I'm going to cut it at 2 3/4 by 2 1/4, so I'm going to have 2 3/4 by 2. So I'm going to cut it 1/4 of an inch down to my measurements. If you're working in centimetres, cut it down 0.5 centimetres. Okay, so I'm going to decorate away. I'm going to keep checking the direction of the paper. Obviously stripes are good because they don't matter. Plaid is good because that doesn't really matter too much. Okay, and that one's good. There, I've chosen quite well. So I'm going to stick some DSP down here. I'll speed it all up and then I'll come back to you. So I've done a lot of my decorating. So as I said, I'm going to have the back in, and then the little bits up, and then they're going to stick on the back. So I'm going to put the glue onto the flap. I do like wet glue. This is Tombow. Make sure it's square at the bottom, which is why we left it nice and straight on that edge. I'm going to do the same to this side. Keep it nice and square with that fold. And by taking out some of the bulk, it means that when the front goes over, you don't see the edges. So I'm going to put the glue on this front edge, over to the back. I'm going to try and get those, just to persuade those two lines, two bits of card to get perfectly in line. Same here. Right, you see it's a little bit out there. Well, I could trim it with my snips, but you know, if you just give it a little squeeze, it'll all get into line. Okay, so that's the worst bit done. Now I could decorate the inside. I could decorate that bit. I'll think about that. It might look quite nice with this. It might do, I'll see. Okay, so I could put the paper on the side. Good thing about stripes is, as long as you've got the stripe in the right way, it doesn't matter which is top or bottom. Try and line it up with the paper at the front. Bit on the other side, here it is. Is that in line? Almost. Okay. So before I can decorate the front, I need to trim the actual card in place. Well, my phone cut out there, which is rather a pity. So what I did, we missed, I cut the tree from the paper and I've stuck it on the bottom with wet glue. I decided that dimensionals made it too high. So now I'm going to cut the paper to match the top. This was 2.5 inches, so I'm going to cut 2.25 inches down. So I might add some paper on the inside afterwards. Let me get the tags. It's so warm, I'm going to put the lid on my glue straight away. So I think I like the red paper, or red card. They certainly fit easier with a 1 inch gap there, 1 inch spine, as opposed to 3/4 or 2 centimeters. So this is 2.5 or 1 inch. So I like the green as well though. So let's take a couple out and you can tell me which ones that which colourway you like the best. I mean, if you want, you could have put it inside. The tags would hold it, but I like the stopper with the tree. I think I'm going to put a little bit more glue in there afterwards, just not too much so it stays closed, but just a little bit more. So there we go, tags with boxes. Inspired by the new autumn catalogue and Linda Dorker in Australia for the box. So let me know which style of box you like and which colourway you like. Do you have a favourite paper on here? Which one appeals to you? Let me know. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference. Thanks a lot then. Bye.